Gonna start this off. Welcome to the show.
It's not bunch of fucking bullshit. It's not Shut up! I hate you so much. Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
Dude, I fucking hate that.
Welcome, my friends, to Hippie Natural Hour, the first, with Princess Leia and her wonderful husband. Here we are talking about foraging plants and other weird things you can do off the grid. No, this is Things I Hate 44 with the wonderful Jenn Ross, and I don't even, what's your last name?
Rhube Knox.
Rhube Knox, yeah, Rhube Knox.
Very sophisticated
Rhube
last
Knox.
name.
This is an unofficial queer episode. In
Now that Tom's got this haircut,
Yeah.
we're all
Yeah. You
So-
can fucking jump on it on the queer bandwagon.
So yeah, it's end of June. You know, here are my two queer friends that I only know. These two. So I just figured I'd get them on to get some
It's July.
internet clout. You know what I mean?
It's July.
You missed Pride Month.
I could
Tom.
still get the
Fuck up.
internet clout just barely. But anyway, welcome. Thanks both of you guys for coming on. Appreciate it. So I actually want to start with Jenn
Oh,
because Jen's got so many.
things I hate.
Yeah. Give me some of the. Give me
Jen's
if you want to start with, maybe we can ease into it, or I can ease into some. I have some of mine here. I can ease into it. If you want.
Sure, tell me what you hate.
So not what I hate, but if you guys, maybe you would know, Rhube. I don't think you keep as abreast of my show as Jenn, but I recently purchased, in an effort to help the women in my sexual life,
Oh yeah, I know about this.
I purchased a Hitachi magic wand.
I saw this.
Yes. And I was able to test it recently
Oh,
with a
on a
willing
woman?
participant.
okay.
Lucky me. It went well, but I thought it was going to be kind of like a one-touch explode, if you catch my drift, but it was not. I think I still have some practice to learn with it. You know what I mean? I feel like
It's
there's
tough to
a
use
skill
with
set.
partners.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah.
Because all the video evidence that I've seen looks easy, but then in practice, I think it was harder.
Yeah, it's not. A lot of guys they get it because they think that that'll work.
Yes.
It doesn't. You can't press too hard. There's a lot to know about the magic wand.
That's what my partner said. So
Yeah.
if you have insights,
I don't have any insights for you.
Well, how do you know there's a lot to know then?
Well, because I've had people fuck up my vagina. My clitoris is barely existent. It's a nub. It's been worn down. And that's just me using it on myself. That's not even to talk
Wait,
about
so-
the men who have used it on me.
You know what? Her one comment, but it was kind of frustrating because she's a bit more of a quiet lady, and during the act, I was like, "Hey, what do you think?" And she didn't really didn't give me a lot of direction.
Wait, well, hold up. You actually stopped her to ask her, hey, what do you think?
Of course.
Did you say it just like
Did you
that?
say it like...
No, I said it more palatably.
Say it like you said it. Say it.
Just look away, you fucking creep.
Do it.
Say it like you said it. Say it like you said it. Okay, I'm sorry, Jen. Well, how did I say it? I think I said, no, I don't want to say it.
Contractually?
I don't want to
Are
speak.
you a satisfied customer? How many stars
Does that
out of
feel
5?
good?
No,
Yeah,
I'm not going
baby.
to use the same diction and voice tone that I use when I'm having sex while speaking with the two of you. I find that uncomfortable.
Why? Because we're queers? That's homophobic.
We should get a that's homophobic counter. Let's see how many I can hit. No, because you're fucking humans, and I don't want to use my sex voice in front of two other humans.
really
So
want
you're
you-
saying she's not a human? That was okay to use it in front of her.
Oh my god. In retrospect, this was a very big mistake. Anyway, all that to say is that, I have things to learn to Hitachi Magic. So,
Is that what you hate?
no, it's not just things you hate. I
Okay.
mean, I told that to you guys to make it easier, but
Just update.
if you also love things, or if you find things mildly annoying,
Okay.
whatever. Why don't you tell us about your fucking parenting groups that you're a part of?
I'm not telling you about my parenting group.
Why not? I told you about you fucking asked me to use my sex voice,
And you didn't use your sex voice.
So if I use my sex voice, you're going to do the
If
parent?
you
I think that's a good
recreate how you stopped mid-sex
If
to
you
ask
want,
for quality control.
we can play like telephone. Like you can whisper it in my ear, and I'll say it to Jen.
Yeah, that's a fun game. Okay, yeah. Sure. Okay. So wait. Let me think about it. How did I do it?
Seriously.
I did. Oh man, this is so gross.
Oh, you're
Okay.
gonna do it to?
You're like,
Oh my god! Now look me right in the eye and say it to me.
but I didn't whisper it. I only whispered because I thought we were playing broken telephone. You fucked up the game. That's the game of broken telephone. You
Okay,
whisper.
so how loud did you say it?
Like, I was like, does that feel good?
Just like that.
Why are you laughing? That's a
You don't-
perfectly acceptable
Well,
way
that
of doing
is.
things.
Yeah.
You don't ask that.
Why
You don't
not?
ask that. I don't know. You should just be. Well, you can ask that, obviously.
I feel
but
like you're regressing
Yeah.
hetero male sexual relationships.
I don't know. I guess just.
I'm trying to progress, right? I'm trying to
Don't we want them to be into consent?
bring
Yes. Consent. Yes.
sex toys, consent, like, I arrive quickly, as it were. I'm trying to make up for my biological limitations.
Okay.
What do I get? I get, you fucking said it wrong. Like, suck my dick. I'm trying to do the right thing here. What do I get nothing but guff,
Sorry.
Yeah,
Tom.
yeah, great. Okay, cough up the fucking parent-teacher interview story there.
I got kicked out of a queer parenting group for apparently being transphobic because
Jen's gay, if you can't tell.
Oh, yeah, thanks. Yeah, that makes me inherently not transphobic right off the bat. It's impossible to be transphobic and queer, gay. I'm lying. This is not true. I don't know what Tom's audience is.
No, that was a good explanation.
Just so we're all on the same page.
That was a necessary. Yeah,
But,
that was necessary. Yep.
Yeah, I was corrected that naming your born male at birth child anything remotely male sounding, such as Tom, is inciting violence on your child.
Inciting violence on your child is actually my middle name. It's Thomas. Inciting violence on your child, Murphy.
So apparently only gender-neutral names are allowed, and I argued that and got called transphobic and kicked out of a queer parenting group.
Yeah, so to be clear, just like you say, Thomas, Sarah, Jacob, anything.
Those are all no-go names.
Those are violence against children.
Yes.
On par with the physical abuse, beating, residential schools, same level.
Yep.
Right?
Damn.
That's my understanding.
That is her opinion on this show.
That was what I was told. That's what I was told. Not what I agreed to.
Let her back in the group.
Yeah.
Word. Okay, give us some other stuff that you hate.
Things I hate.
Yeah. What was on your list?
First thing.
Top one I don't even look at is fucking texting culture.
Okay.
I fucking hate texting. I hate it. I hate it. I don't understand why
I
we
agree.
need to have a 2-minute conversation that can be had on the phone and spanned out over 4 fucking hours
Yep.
in text with lost translation.
Yep.
It's all bullshit. I hate it. And I don't understand how people work because I have a
agree with
fucking
that.
job and I don't know how people maintain relationships.
That's my biggest thing with
Yeah,
it.
like I don't have time to text people 65 times a day in order to maintain friendships. And it seems as though that's where we're leaning towards as a society. It's all text, and nobody picks up the phone anymore and actually just calls anybody.
Yeah, I mean, you're preaching to the choir. You want
I
to talk
hate
about
that shit.
text frustrations? Just
I hate it.
internet dating one time. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You gotta have those fucking small
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah, not
Internet, and
into
it's
it.
just it makes me nauseous. It's.
Yeah.
I mean, I've gotten on here about that before, but.
So I'm that asshole that like you text me and I call you back right away.
But that's not an
And then-
asshole
And then they
thing.
don't fucking answer.
That's a sweet person
Okay.
thing.
But you know what? I hate that when people text you, they expect an immediate
Oh
answer.
my god.
But if you call them right away, then you're the problem, right?
Who are you hanging out with where calling them is a problem?
People
They don't
hate being
answer the
called.
phone. Yeah, they don't
Millennials
like it. They
fucking,
fucking
hate
hate
it.
it.
They're like anxious about the phone, and
Yeah,
I get
my
it. Like
phone's
I've had
ringing.
phone anxiety my whole life, but you know what? I prefer calling over texting,
Yeah.
and I hate the texting culture. I hate that
I hate
people
it.
expect you to be available all points of the day.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you not have a job? I don't have a job, but do you not have a job? Like,
Yeah.
I feel
why
like
are you texting all day?
you know what I hate though is I was chatting with some ladies and they would do the internet dating. They would send me a voice message.
Oh no!
And you're like, dog, you're
Oh,
a step
no.
away. Just fucking dial the number. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing?
I have to say, that's worse than text messages. Like, for some reason, I would prefer a phone call than a voice memo. I'm not going to listen. If you send me a voice memo, I'm never going to reply.
Really?
I'm not going to listen to it. I don't care.
If you look at it logically, it's similar, n'est-ce pas? So I'm
It
curious.
is. It's extremely similar.
Now, I'm not. If you say my hatred for this is irrational, I'm on board. I have tons of irrational. But can you break it down, or is it just like fuck
I mean, I
voice
could
memos?
try to. Like, I can't really even watch a YouTube video. I have a very short attention span. I need there to be, like, the back and forth, I think, of a conversation. When it's just a voice memo, I'm like, I'm not listening to that. I don't even know what you're saying.
What about, how do you guys feel about starting conversations in public with strangers? Not even necessarily romantic, just like
I'm into that.
anybody.
Yeah, I've done a lot of my life like that. I think that's, like, the wave.
Do you initiate a lot of conversations with strangers?
I wouldn't say I initiate them, but I'm always open to them.
And what about you?
Same.
You initiate, do you?
No, I don't know that I initiate. I mean, I will, but I don't know that I initiate, but I'll definitely join in.
Yeah, you're chatty.
Yeah, I'm chatty.
Yeah, you're
That's
chatty.
why it's like, I don't listen to monologues. I'm like, you're friends with me. That's all I do is monologues, so.
Yeah, but, like, I'm
100%
right
gonna
here
go
to be
home
like,
and, like,
yeah.
send Rhube fucking 25.
What?
100%.
And then text her, did you get my voice
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck text. I think it's swinging back, though. I'm hoping that the voice memo thing will transform into calls.
I hope so.
You know, it's like and people are FaceTiming and stuff. I feel like it's swinging back.
Mm-hmm.
I also hate FaceTiming, though.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Sometimes with I do it with like my family, you know, sometimes. But especially with people you don't know that well, it's like a lot to be like.
I just feel like you have to be all set up for FaceTime.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's nothing worse than, like, you're trying to fucking FaceTime and you're like, oh, yeah, okay, hi, hey, yeah, you know?
Well, I just give them the nostril angle. I don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck?
All
Unless
right.
it's like a cutie I'm trying to woo. But, like, usually that's really intense. So, like, I don't do that. But sometimes I'll just do, like, FaceTime, but you turn off the video. So it's like a phone call,
Alright.
you know, but just on a different app. So that's what I mean. I think it's swinging back. What's the plan? You got something to say?
Nope.
How do you guys feel about dolphins?
I fucking hate them.
Go on.
They're the horses of the sea. People who like dolphins are like horse people. Like
Yes.
100%. And dolphins in general, what's worse about dolphins, so like I've met some horses. After I've hated horse
You
people
met
my whole life.
horses. Horse.
Yeah, I've met horses. And when I met a horse, like close up, I was like, you know, these aren't so bad. What makes the horse people so shitty? But I
Great
enjoyed the
point.
horse.
Great point.
However, a dolphin, you meet a dolphin in person, you can't trust that motherfucker.
Okay. Question to you. How many dolphins have you met in person?
Very few.
Mm.
Not since I was a child
That's
at
what we
like
call
Greenland or whatever.
Speciesist.
Okay, but listen, they're, I mean, this is going to sound like I'm describing humans, but they kill for fun.
Mm.
Yeah,
They sexually assault people for fun.
Yeah.
yep.
They're just aggressive for no reason. Like, they're not fun to be around. Dolphins are not.
You're a prejudiced piece of shit.
Yes,
That's
I
what
am.
you are.
Fuck dolphins. And I will stand by that. Fuck dolphins. Fuck people who like dolphins. And I had a stepmom growing up who had a lot of, like, dolphin figurines.
okay,
So that's probably
here.
what, like, embedded it in my psyche.
There,
Because
yeah.
I was like, you're fucked up. And all the people around you who have, like, dolphin motif shit, they're all fucked up.
Now, that's
This
what
is
I was.
dolphin people.
I was gonna agree.
There's like a whole fucking generation of people out there with ankle dolphin tattoos.
Yes. Yes.
Right, yeah. Or like, is it the ankle or the belly button?
It's both. Yeah,
It's the people who were
circle
20
around
when
the belly
Blink
button.
182 was big.
Mhm.
That's who you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I feel like, yeah, I have an issue way more with those people than actual dolphins. All that shit is true, yeah, like the rape and all that. Yeah, dolphins are fucked up, but they're also animals. You fucking psychopath, you know what I mean? But yeah, people who worship dolphins. Also, horse people, for the record. I've said it already, but yeah, fuck horse people. I got a family full of them, so, you know, I know the drill.
Oh, you're
But-
a horse people family?
Yes.
Okay.
We
unfortunately.
went to private school.
Oh, private school boy.
People.
Peasants.
I bet
Peasants.
you know a lot of
Yeah.
horse people.
There's a lot of horse people.
But what I was surprised is to hear you both say, because we were talking about horse people on the way up to this exotic location next to some kind of road. Anyway, we were here in this beautiful forest with broken glass and various types of ants. And but on our walk up here, both you guys shared an apprehension to divulge that you had a hatred for horse people, which I found hilarious because it's not like, you know, they're necessarily the ruling class. I mean, they may be, you know, wealthy a bit, but
Okay, so do you know about like the horse subsidy, the COVID horse subsidy in Ontario?
I sure don't. But I'm excited to learn.
I don't remember the exact numbers, but it was
Which is how
a
every
lot
great
of
story
money.
starts.
It was like way too much money.
Okay.
So you know how people are, our homeless population has doubled in Ottawa
Sure.
over the course of the pandemic. Like people are going homeless, people are getting sick and dying.
Sure.
Rob Ford or Doug Ford?
Whatever.
The Ford,
Interchangeable.
the one.
Yeah.
He was like, you know who needs help? Owners of horses.
Okay, but in all seriousness, what's more important? Jumping over fences on a giant animal or the lives of homeless people?
So
That's a tough question to
my
answer.
sister-in-law
Not an easy answer.
did dressage. So in my mind, it's not even jumping over fences; it's a horse dance.
Yeah, and which again raises further
Dancing
tough
with a
questions.
horse.
Horse dancing or lives of homeless people? I don't know. I don't have the answer. It's a tough call. Tough call. What do you think, Jen? We would like to hear your answer to this question.
Probably homeless people.
Are you sure?
I think I might go with that one. Maybe. Yeah.
Hot take.
Yeah.
Very hot take.
Yeah.
Okay, but still, apprehension to share that your hatred for horse people.
They're
Now,
sensitive.
Yeah.
which begs the
You're
question:
not
how many
supposed to
horse
just hate
people
a
have
group of
both of you
people.
guys encountered?
It's
A
irrational.
lot.
A lot. Where?
Yeah.
I'm wondering where.
Okay.
Anyone with a
Horse
ponytail.
people are everywhere. Everyone with a ponytail.
I wish to object, but I cannot. That's a
Like,
pretty fair.
That's like
Yeah,
it's
honestly,
like
that's pretty
it's like the
fair.
missing fingernail on a lesbian. It's a short fingernail. It's like
What
stage one. Of
Oh,
like
to do a
knowing
little-
If you're like, yeah.
Is that
to
what
do
it-
A little,
is? That what it is? You know.
Yeah, it's like there's clues to whether or not somebody's a horse person,
Missing-
and a ponytail is the first one.
Okay, but more intriguing
Correct?
to me is the missing fingernails.
It's
not
the
missing,
short
it's the
fingernails.
short
Like
fingernails.
these two will be short, and
Wow.
you'll see a lot
Are
of
you
like
fucking
femme
serious?
lesbians with the long nails.
What's
and
with
they
the
got
aggression?
these too.
Just because I don't know, I'm a little bit ignorant. Holy shit! You fucking serious? You know what the fucking fingernails? No, I didn't. I'm
This
not.
is just like first grade stuff, though.
I missed that class. My teacher wasn't a lesbian. She didn't tell me anything.
This is what's wrong with straight people,
I know.
though. They literally don't get it. They never get it.
Hey, just because I didn't know about the short fingernail
The
thing.
short fingernail is like basic. This is
Basic.
like it's grade 1 level. Like in terms of like how to spot a queer, that's like pretty basic.
What about the
Although,
haircut in the Subaru?
you know
How
what?
about that?
Yeah. He knows
What-
about the haircut in the Subaru.
The haircut in the Subaru.
But
Yeah,
that's-
fair.
What else do you know? Like what else? What else is your telltale sign? How do you
What is
spot?
this, lesbian
How
Guantanamo
do you
Bay? What the
spot a
fuck?
lesbian?
Well, definitely Subaru, haircut, wardrobe. That's what I would do.
Okay, so if you saw like Jen's wife without knowing
Tougher
that it
call.
was Jen's wife,
Tougher call.
how would you know?
Oh, I don't think I could. I wouldn't be confident enough in my gaydar.
That's called femme invisibility.
What did you say? Feminine visibility?
Femme invisibility.
Femme invisibility. Yeah, so what does that mean?
You go for it.
Go on. This is a learning
So
experience.
that's misogyny in action, is what that is.
There's the counter right there. Ding, two, or whatever the fuck is that.
We should keep track.
Yeah, we should. Do you want to be the official
I do,
scorekeeper?
definitely.
There's no pen,
There's
but
no
do it
pen.
on your phone.
All right.
Yeah. We'll do a tally at the end.
Yeah. Let's see.
I think we're up to about at least 2. Maybe
We've
3.
got 1 accusation of homophobia, 1 of misogyny.
Okay,
one
great.
for homophobia.
Going for the high score here. Let's go.
1 for misogyny.
Okay.
All right.
What's our goal here? What do you think I can hit? Maybe like 69 of each? You know what I mean?
1
That's
for
a lot to ask for. How long are you planning on keeping us here?
Wow. Rhube proposed the location, not me. Okay. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what we got. Okay, so please, femme invisibility.
Yeah, so
Yes.
that's like femme lesbians, and people don't recognize them as lesbians because they're like feminine, because everyone expects lesbians to look like Jen.
Like how I just had a baby and they referred to her husband the entire time.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
tough.
not there. Your
That's
husband's gonna have to wait in the hall. Your husband's gonna have to wait in the car.
But were you in the room when they said that?
No, but I was called the previous appointment. They referred to me as her husband in front of my face because, the mask.
Really?
To which I
Love it.
said, yes, I'm the husband.
Really?
So is it just your lips you think that distinguish you as a woman?
I don't know. I had a hat on too, so I guess my eyes are male.
Okay, but
I don't
but-
really know.
but look, what I would counter with the femme invisibility is like how are you?
Because you live in a world that you think that women are inherently straight.
And fewer of them are these days, I gotta say.
So yeah, you just walk around the world assuming that they're straight until they prove to you or tell you that they're otherwise.
Tom, why
You just walk around the world like a big piece of shit.
Why do you think that all women are sexually available to you, Tom? Let's talk about that.
I don't know. Probably my hair. That was to take a guess, you know.
Shit.
Okay, femme invisibility. So essentially the assumption that women are straight unless they look like Jen.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, learning something new. Femme invisibility. I have to say, though, I feel like whoever workshopped the name for that term probably could have done a bit better.
Like what?
What would you have done?
Well, it just sounds a bit corny. It sounds like a 70s superhero. Femme invisibility. You know what I mean? Don't you think? Just the
Fair.
sound of it.
As
I
opposed
think that
to
it sounds to something pretty accurate, and it's surprising you need to be told it was. It makes sense.
You know, I'm trying
Invisibility.
to learn here, okay?
Yes, but we're not here to be friends. We're here to talk real.
Here to talk
So
shit.
really,
Yeah, we're here-
really, this
we're
is
here to
not
talk
like a
shit.
Things I Hate episode. This is Let's Roast the Straight Guy
No.
episode.
No, we're
You
educating.
can barely say no.
No.
See, this is why I wondered why you wanted both of us, though.
Yeah, I'm
'Cause
not.
you were like, Jen's gotta be there, and I was like, I guess that's what he wants to sign up for.
I bit off a bit more than I could chew. You know, perhaps. You know, we're going for
No,
the
no,
record.
you're
you know,
good.
we'll
You're
see.
good. You're good.
Thank you.
You're good.
Thanks. Okay, right. I
You're
got the
learning.
pass. I
You're
got the pass. I
Yeah.
got the L pass. Let's
You're
go.
fine.
L pass.
Okay. What else? Rhube, give us some of yours. You did dolphins. What else you got?
Yeah, so my first one on my list actually kind of ties into what we were talking about before a little bit. So I actually really hate podcasts where it's just like a couple people shooting the shit.
Should we stop?
No, because
Because I'm on this one.
narcissistic enough to think that like this would be fun.
Sure.
But I'm not narcissistic enough to think that anyone else would enjoy listening to this.
Sure. I mean, honestly, I share your opinion to some extent.
Really?
Which
Do you
is-
listen to podcasts like your own podcast?
No, fuck no.
Yeah, of course not.
Which is
It
why, but that's the whole motivation behind the clips.
Okay.
Was like to make it more digestible.
That honestly worked for me. You wrote to me
Yeah.
because I never would have listened. I tried. I downloaded. I subscribed and everything. I tried listening to like 2 or 3 episodes, and I was like, you know what? I think I would rather just have friends. Like I
Hot
was
take.
listening to one you talking about like having a mushroom chip, and I was like, I would rather just be doing mushrooms.
Yeah, and
your
I
tips are good.
yeah, thank you, and I
like
totally
the clips.
get that, and that's why I also on YouTube I put in timestamps segments so you can skip over shit because I'm the first. I keep it to an hour, you know, because it's like let's not even an hour is kind of, you know, but yeah, I share that. It's a bit of a self-conscious with this thing.
That's fair. I mean, like we always hate the things that we hate about ourselves, right?
Yes, well said. Very well said. Okay, what do I have on here? Oh, I think it would be fun. Maybe I can. I'll download TikTok, and you guys can read some of the comments on one of my clips.
Okay, you have a TikTok?
Yeah,
You
I post
the
just
same
the clips. Yeah,
Cool.
and I think you'll both like it because it's just shitting on me the whole time.
Oh, no, Tom, I love your
Yes.
success. Like, I want good things for you.
Yeah.
I see your clips and I want to post, like, nice things.
Oh,
I just, like, hate podcasts like your podcast.
right,
Yeah.
of course.
It's true. I'm totally shitting on you, but in all seriousness, it's because it's fun. But like, definitely when I was working with this guy, it was like totally fucking refreshing because you were someone that asked questions and you didn't just like ask and then let me say something and just kind of like end it. You were like, but I want to know why. That's cool, right? Because
Good interviewer.
Hear that, ladies? I listen.
yes, he does listen. Yeah,
Thank you. That's very kind words. I do truly appreciate you saying that.
yeah.
I value my listening skills very highly. I think it was probably because I was the youngest boy, and I just got talked over the whole time.
Maybe
I
you're
don't
super
know.
reflective though, which is cool, right?
Yeah.
Bless.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna. Why don't you? Do you want to give us another one, and I'll sign in here, and then you guys
Another
can read?
one?
Yeah.
Sure. I hate when people bring a guitar to a campfire.
Oh, yep.
I fucking hate it, and I think everybody hates it, but
Yep.
nobody fucking says anything.
Yeah.
And I think it's even like there's levels of hatred for it because if I go camping with people and somebody brings out the guitar, I'm like fucking irritated because I just want to like chill and hear people talk, but you got to kind of stop talking and kind of listen for that like 2 chords that they know.
Oh.
That they like bust out like 25 different songs on repeat, but you never finish it. But then there's like the next
Yeah.
level of like shitty when you're on like a campsite that people are like close enough that you can hear they brought an acoustic guitar.
Oh yeah.
And it's like it doubles up
Mhm.
if the people around them enjoy it and they all sing the song. I just want to set the fucking guitar on fire the entire time. Like, I really hate it. And I've expressed this before, and people are always like, you're fucking weird. Like, why don't you like acoustic? Like, what do you have against guitar? One of my employees and I had a whole fucking day where we talked about my hatred for guitar, and I was like, it's not that I hate guitar. It's that I hate acoustic guitar in the middle of a fucking forest
Yeah.
with someone that doesn't know how to play guitar.
I think that's the key. I hate
Mhm.
instruments played poorly.
Yeah.
Like music
Yeah.
played poorly.
Like, shut up until you're good.
Yeah.
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 Like,
Now,
Sit behind
Keep it
closed doors.
closed.
now
I don't want to hear your progress.
we all know that, narcissists love to hear myself talk, etc. I can't lie. I'm guilty on a small scale of this. But usually, even though I love myself so much, I can only stomach being such an asshole for about 5 minutes, and then I've gotta put it away.
And yet the show is a whole hour.
That was funny.
And yet the microphones didn't hear me.
Oh no! Shit. I tried to get anyway, but
Did you hear anything when we were this far? No.
we might be able to. I
Get
might
a
be able to
little
work
mutter
advantage.
from-
Yeah.
that's good.
But yeah, no, and
Take
then
And yet,
yeah, let's just do it again.
Yeah, I'll get a
two.
voice.
Let's just do it again. I can only stomach doing it, playing guitar for about 5 minutes.
That was way off, Tom.
yeah, yeah.
And yet the show is a whole hour.
Hey! But no, I really like, but now lately I've kind of grown aware of it, talking about self-reflecting, and I'm really like, people are at my house, have guitars, they're like, oh, you should play. I'm like, no. Because I've been playing guitar for a while, but I'm still, it has to be really good.
Yeah.
You have to be like,
be good around a campfire.
yeah,
Yeah.
it has to be
To take up my
enjoyable.
space, like it's violence in the air.
I feel that
Yeah.
whenever I go camping
Yeah.
and even if somebody brings a Bluetooth speaker and is
Yeah.
like blasting
Oh,
music,
yeah.
I'm like,
Oh yeah.
why are we in the woods now?
Ah,
What is this for?
It's
I would give $100 if Joanna was here right now to say she calls it something and it's just fucking perfect.
it's just it's as violent as gender specific names. Would you
Assault.
agree?
It's like an assault on her ears or something like that. I don't know. She calls it, but she's like, it's offensive. It should be a crime.
Ear canal rape is I think what she says.
She just definitely doesn't say that. Definitely not.
Okay, here's a clip, and
Can I dramatically read the comment?
yeah, please.
Okay.
A lot of them, some of them are nice. A lot of them are mean. So I would
So
stick
we've
with the
got-
mean ones.
Sheesh, this was tough to watch.
Ooh, yeah.
Incredible Beavis and Lawnmower Man mashup.
Don't know what Lawnmower Man is. I had blonde hair in the clip.
Hashtag comedy podcast is the funniest thing about this.
That's a good burn.
That's pretty
That's
raw.
a good. I gotta hire that guy to write my show.
No ideas. Just make up a scenario in which you can yell at Joe Rogan.
That's true. That's what I did.
Fair. I enjoyed that segment. I will.
A lot of
just
people
put
did.
it out.
TikTok is a mean place, but it makes for good content.
Everyone has a podcast now.
That's your boy. That's your boy right here. You want to read some? You want to get in
I
there?
love this one. I want to do this.
Okay, go ahead.
I follow this account to give myself constant reminders that not everybody should have a podcast.
Oh, it's so mean. Hurts so good. Hurts so good. Yeah, what else you got?
Why is Kurt Cobain going in on Joe Rogan so hard?
Do this one. I like the one above, short and to the
This
point.
sucked?
Yeah, I like that. Just classic. Just no fucking bullshit. This sucked. I like that.
This dude needs to throw the mic away and get a job. LMAO. Oh my god.
Some of them are nice. I don't know
I
what that
like
means. Alpha brain shill arc. That's some real red pill
I don't know.
turn shit.
Someone likes you though.
This guy just said
I like
cringe.
you.
I like that.
Cringe.
Cringe. That's good.
Where are the rest of them?
There's not that many. Just this one had a lot of mean ones. So I thought it'd be good to read.
Where do you get all the other comments?
Well, that was a lot of them are nice. Honestly, I get a lot of nice comments on here.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
we
you
all
do.
love you.
Yeah, thank you. That's very
Yeah.
sweet. Just that one, I think I touched the nerve with the Joe Rogan.
I think you did.
You know?
People get sensitive about Joe
You know,
Rogan.
you know what's wild is like sometimes like I posted a joke about Africa. It had Africa in the content. It was a bit on the on the border, but I had some African friends that I ran it by before I posted it, and they were like, "No, this is funny. You should do it." And whenever I post shit like that, I always get so nervous. I'm gonna get canceled, or I'm gonna say something insensitive, or whatever. All the ones I've been worried about blew up. This is sick, so funny, blah blah blah. I got a couple bits of backlash, but nothing crazy. Then I posted one about how X Games, X Games, right? X Games announcers sound weird because they use slang in announcer voices. So like, coming through the pipe right now, super lit maneuver, you know what I mean? Like shit like that. And I was like, this is so weird. And I said, how do they sound so in and out of touch at the same time? People were pissed. They were like, no, you're out of touch. This guy's cool. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. He's like...
Do you think these like announcers have like a big fan base, or is it like the X Games fan base?
I think it's
what
just
makes
like
them so defensive?
a stupid fan base is what I would say.
Okay.
All hopped up on Monster Energy and cheap cigarettes. I mean, that's what I would say. So, but yeah, so it's always the things that I did another one, which was maybe more controversial, but you may have seen it. It was the one where it's like when someone's speaking to you, don't continually go, yeah, yeah. That was a real divisive. But that one I can understand a little bit.
That one, I think I commented on it. I do that constantly.
I do, yeah.
And like I think that's why I like phone calls better than voice memos, because I need to be able to go, yeah, oh my god, yeah. Like I need to be able to emphatically interrupt people at every turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that or I'm trying to end the conversation. Like that's my polite last attempt of if I don't look at you and I'm going, like, just, fuck, yeah.
Okay, what you guys want to go? You guys want to do one?
Sure, I'll throw out another one.
Okay.
So I actually really hate masks. And I understand the anti-maskers who are like, I can't breathe, this is oppression, because I fucking hate wearing them. And I cannot lie, like, they have a point. I get why I'm wearing them.
Well, they have a point is a strong point. But I also hate wearing masks. But, I'm not about to take it off for the sake of my mouth comfort. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But yeah, I like really struggle to breathe with them. I hate them so much. It's like a sensory experience that I truly cannot stand. And where the disconnect happens is I don't think that my discomfort should come above public health.
Right.
But I understand like how people get to that point by being selfish and stupid and having that discomfort. Like Americans.
Please go on.
Americans especially, but it's like Canadians too. But like people in the U.S., they have that very individualist sort of mentality, and they really think that anything that they don't like, anything that causes like mild discomfort or just inconvenience, is oppression. And so it very quickly goes from like, oh, I don't like wearing this, to the government's trying to control me. This is a fake thing to suppress my immune system.
Monster Energy and cheap cigarettes, man.
Yeah.
It does not help the brain.
No, it just drives you right to it. And, what I really like about that particular idea that the masks are like fake and for control to suppress your immune system is I like to imagine, do you remember when they were like, we should be double masking, we need to be double masking?
Vaguely, yeah.
I was like on board with that. I started wearing 2 masks, like whatever.
Wow.
But I loved the idea of like the Illuminati or whatever, all in a boardroom, like giggling to themselves, being like, you know what we should do next? Make them wear 2 masks.
I too like that idea. I feel like that'd be a good show. Like what's it called? Impractical Jokers, but it's like the Illuminati. And they're like, let's tell them this. I like that. I like that very much. What do I got on here? Let's see. Oh, sorry. Oh, I feel like you guys can get on board with this. So I met a new friend in Montreal. Nice guy. He was like, yo, homie, come watch the Habs game with me at my buddy's place. I'm not really into hockey, but like, sure, let's go hang out. So I show up. It's not his house. It's his friend's house. And he like introduced me around. It's him and a bunch of people I don't know. And then essentially, so like he's my connection to the party, to the evening. And then essentially he starts behaving poorly. Like he's just like really intense and like too much, you know. So he's my link. I don't know anybody else. It's the first round of the playoffs, so it's Habs in Toronto, and the guy whose house it is Toronto. And in the first game, there's a Toronto player who gets really badly injured, like a brutal injury. We all watch it. We're all like, that's so fucked up. Later, some new people come. The guy who is my link, he's like, you guys got to see this injury. So he gets up and he goes to the TV and he's trying to figure out how to rewind it. The host who loves Toronto was like, Ahmed, it's okay. Like, don't do it. We don't need to do it. He's like, no, you got to see this shit. And he like goes back. It's a whole ordeal. He's rewinding the thing over the slashing of the blade and the blood. And he's like, and the Toronto guy's like, fuck. So it's just like, but what made me kind of respect him is like, he started to behave poorly. And then people there were kind of like, fuck this guy a bit. You know what I mean? But instead of like maybe correcting his behavior,
yeah, doubled down.
He doubled
That's
down.
always what you have to do in this situation.
And he was my link, so I was kind of like, I was pissed too, because I was like, bro, like, fuck you, you're making this hard for me. But then after a while, I was like, actually respect, because that's fucking rad that he's just like, suck my dick. And he was a Habs fan, they were Toronto, so he was like, fuck yeah, the Habs starts winning. He's like, you fucking suck, you fucking suck. You know, it was like, I was like, oh, that's pretty sick. So just shout out to that homie. And I don't know if you guys.
So what was the part that you hated? Just like being like the guest to the asshole of the party?
No, again, like it's not really, you know, it's not really. It's just whatever. So
yeah.
In that moment, I did hate that guy for being a fucking idiot, but after a while, I began to love him for expressing his true
That's
self.
very like enlightened of you. I find that happens to me a lot, where I'm like just irrationally angry, annoyed, pissed off about something, and then like I drive myself so far into it that I just pivot, and I love it. I'm obsessed. I'm like horny by it, or like whatever.
Oh, that was a real.
Oh yeah, no, this happens to me. I once saw this guy. He had just had this type of face that I fucking hated. Like everything about him, everything he said, everything about like his whole demeanor, I hated it so much. He made me irrationally angry. Every time we entered the same room, I was just filled with rage. And then all of a sudden, it just pivots to like blind horniness, and I needed to fuck him.
Wow. Have you experienced that? Because I sure have not.
Have I experienced hatred that I
Converted to horniness.
converted to horniness?
If only we could harness
Or
that energy.
excitement.
We would have an
Excitement.
infinitely renewable resource
Yeah, I
right
hate the
here.
word horny. Can we talk about that? Sidebar later? I
Yeah.
fucking hate that word.
I love it.
Oh, I know you do.
I hated it for a long time.
See,
If
then
I had the
that
same,
drove you to
the
fucking
same-
love it. Yeah, I get it. Like, yeah.
So
just,
why do you hate
I
it?
just don't like the word. It's fucking weird. It just sounds weird.
What would you say instead? I am
Aroused.
sexually aroused.
No, I would never say that.
What would you say?
Turned on.
Probably just hot.
Hot.
Horny is like, I don't know. I just don't like it. It's just a weird word. It's like
It is a weird
moist.
word.
See? Look at his face.
But I only don't like that word because everybody tells you not to like it.
Yeah.
Before
It's
it was
actually
that
not
huge,
the worst.
I like
huge,
It's not the worst.
huge trend of
But-
like moist is gross. I was like, I don't give a fuck. And somebody was like, moist is gross, and I was like, I guess. And they were like, no, it
Well,
is.
that's
And
what
I
I'm
was
saying. Yeah,
like, all
everyone
right.
hates
Hypnotized.
moist, but it's kind of like the same thing. I don't know why I hate
I
it.
get it. It's juvenile.
I
It
don't like the
sounds
sound
juvenile.
of it. I just don't like
Yeah.
the sound of it together.
It sounds like you're in grade
Like the
school.
syllables.
you
It's
know?
just like horny.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's not like you say it, and I don't feel like powerful.
Yeah, I
Right?
get it. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I was hot until I said horny.
I feel like I'm too old to say this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but no, I don't
No,
think
you don't
that I've
feel
ever gone. I think I just stay angry. I think I'm someone that just gets angry, and I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking here. I'm just gonna stay here. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like also converting anger to horniness is a. Well, I was gonna say it's a luxury for women, and then I was like, because I don't really want to be like, I was so mad. I was so mad at this lady, and then I fucked her. Like, that's dangerous.
Woman
You know
thing
what
at
I mean?
all. I think it's just a me thing. Like I had a big block of my life where like every sensory experience made me horny. So I think it was just a natural progression of that. Like anything I was like, oh, that's mildly enjoyable. I was like, that's sexually arousing. Like I
That
would
sounds
melt
like a
butter
burden.
in a pan, and I'd be like, wow, I love these new copper bottom pans. Look at that butter melt, and then I'm like,
I get that. I get that.
yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, like it's
Yeah.
like the sensory experience is just like built to a point where everything that was mildly pleasurable or even just stimulating in any way, anger, hatred, annoyance,
Sure.
just became sexual.
I get it. I get that. I get that big time. Especially the copper bot. You see them all hanging.
Yeah.
right? And they're all in a
I have
nice
a whole
set.
copper bottom set, and it was like the first thing I did with that was melt the butter, and I was like, oh.
That'd be like a really good handle, like copper bottom. Fucking
Copper bottom. That'd be
Copper
like,
bottom.
yeah, good one for like a redheaded.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it,
Oh
guys.
my god, can
Yeah.
you change
Yeah.
all your handles to copper bottom?
Copper bottom.
Mm.
And then get a queer following.
Are you
I'm
a
painted
bottom
into a corner
top?
here. I'm painted into a
Yeah, well, that's
copper
a great
corner.
question for you. Would you be a top or a bottom?
Well, I think I'd be a top. I'm
Why?
pretty sure.
Really? Are you like dominant in bed? I hate to think about
Of
that.
course he's not. He asked if she was happy.
Consent is bottom behavior.
What a fun episode this is. This is so great for me. Keep going. Yeah, go ahead.
Be like, you're loving this. It's good.
Yeah,
Right?
you tell them what they.
Good. Yeah. What did I say? Regressing male consent. Here we are. This is the queer episode where we regress the progress that has been made on consent a great deal.
So you.
Thanks to my guests,
you'd be a
Jenn Ross and Rhube Knox. Whoa,
What
for
the
the size
kind
of
of
that!
fuck is that?
In the nature sanctuary filled with all kinds of various insects.
Whoa, boy.
Jesus.
So you,
Oh boy.
you'd be a top, is what you're saying.
I think so. I'm pretty.
Have you ever bottomed?
No. Like, have I ever gone pegged, essentially?
No, but like has.
Actually, you know what?
Have you ever been like
I-
sensually dominated? Even?
I was with a lady once, and she was like, "Hey, like, I'm gonna choke you," and I was like, "I don't think I'll like that." And she was like, just let me try it
you'll
because,
That's
she was
top
like,
behavior. You're gonna like it, Tom.
Tom was
oh, I
bottom.
have a great story you guys will like. But she was like, "Let me try it because." The way she painted it was actually very relaxing. She was like, essentially, you relinquish control,
Mm-hmm.
which was nice. She did it just a little bit, and it was relinquish control, and it was like very relaxing
Yeah,
because like you don't have to deal with all the shit. It's like you're letting somebody else take control.
and there's something like there's a physical thing. Like when my husband just like a little bit, I
Yeah.
come immediately. Like there's something about it.
Hey, good to
It
meet
just
you. How are
does
ya?
something. Like I don't know if it like isolates you to just like the pleasure and the intensity of the physical experience or something. I don't know.
Well, for me
That's
also,
so
it
good.
was the physical position of her hand on my chest.
Mm.
I noticed after she said that, I noticed that when I sleep, I cuddle a pillow and push it on my chest. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I think it's the same kind of. She said the same thing. She was like, it's
Yeah.
like you
totally.
push on the chest, it relaxes.
Actually, I noticed that about my husband when I first met him. When he would be in like, I would insert him into social situations he'd be uncomfortable
I
in.
thought you were gonna go a
He
different
would-
different direction there, but yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah.
he would sit there with his hand on his chest, and I was
Yep.
like, "What a lovely self-soothing technique!
Yeah.
Like that feels real good."
You know what? Think of this the next time you see a big macho guy crossing his arms. Just be like, that guy's scared as shit.
That's real though. That's
You know?
100%.
Yeah.
It's protective.
Yeah, I noticed I do it.
Holding.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But you're a bit quiet on this, Jennifer. Would you like to chime in?
I don't even know what we're talking about at this point.
Anxiety,
Choking.
bottom pleasure, bottom pleasure,
Relinquishing control.
relinquishing control.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm totally into that.
Really?
Oh fuck yeah, that's like
Wait,
the
wait.
biggest.
Are you a top or a bottom?
It depends on who you're asking. If you ask me, I'm a top. If you ask Joanna, she's like, yeah, you're a top that wants to be a bottom.
Okay.
I don't know.
okay.
Like,
I know a
I'm
lot
definitely
of tops like
versed.
that.
Do you
But
guys
it's-
flip flop? Yeah. What's it called? Verse?
Dude,
Yeah,
she's
versatile.
fucking just gave a baby. Like, I don't have sex. Like, what do you mean?
Okay, but when you did,
Yeah, no, like it's
You did.
when we did,
back in the Stone Ages.
you know.
I think we are back in the stone.
Seriously. Yeah, no, it's like back and forth, I would
Yeah.
say. But it's like one of those huge, that's like another thing, right? Where it's like a lot of tops are seen as like, or of the two, like if you're in a relationship, people automatically assume that I'm the top.
Mhm.
So is that still femme invisibility, or is that something
No.
else?
That's misogyny.
That's just, yeah. They don't accept that, like, it's a lot of people just look at our relationship and they make it hetero, right? They look at it and they're like, oh, there's the boy, there's the girl.
Now,
And it's like not like that at all.
I will give you a huge shout out, Jen, because so I know Jen because we used to run a painting business together, and we worked a lot on the job site, and frankly, Jen was my first and really only close lesbian friend.
You're kidding.
It took
No.
him fucking like 3 weeks to ask me.
It took me that
It
long.
was like,
As if there's a question.
he was like, yeah, he was just like, and then he's like,
I said it. Don't
He's like,
pay.
he's like, I fucking knew the second you walked into the coffee shop, but I didn't know how to say it. Like I knew.
I didn't say it so obtuse.
How did you say it?
I said I was like, I thought maybe when we did our interview, you know, that you had differing relationships than I.
That's where he was before I started talking to him, and I have to still remind him that I'm like, I don't speak for all people.
Yeah, you made that clear when you got kicked out of the parenting group.
yeah.
That actually, so that surprises me though, Tom, because you seem like the type of straight guy who would have a lot of lesbian friends. So you really like Jen's it for you?
Well, yeah, I knew other gay people, but I wasn't friends with them. I didn't know them very well. Actually,
add that one to the tally.
got me. Yeah, there we go. Another one. But actually, one of my my best friend when we were kids growing up, he came out as gay in high school, and he told me, and I was kind of like, no shit, because there were like other signs before.
And then you stopped being friends with him?
Well, yeah, but not because he was gay.
Did you just say, well, yeah?
Yeah. We're not as close. We still keep in touch every once in a while, but
Okay.
we just, you know, he started to get into like gay rave scene partying. and
Okay. Yeah,
I was
that's
like
pretty
14,
alienating
awkward,
first.
straight. You know what I mean? And I was like, okay, that's not. So, you know, by the time that he was kind of blossoming into his sexuality, as it were, we weren't really talking that much. So I didn't really get a lot of information from him. And then, yeah, I think I knew a couple of the gay people, but none as close
He was
as
great.
Jen.
He asked a lot of questions.
I had so many
felt
questions.
Very empowered.
What did you have to? What did
Just
you need to
what it
know?
all, you know?
Every-
How do you have sex? What does
every
it
fucking
do? Like,
question.
how do you-
Every-
Really?
Oh,
Well-
like 8 hours a day,
You're
40
kidding.
hours a week.
So
Who doesn't have
used
questions?
I used to have a job where it was literally my job to go into schools and go, "Hey, I'm gay. Ask me anything you want."
Yeah, but
And the teenagers, like 10 years before, when they started doing that workshop, probably there were a lot of questions. But by the time I got there, like nobody had any questions.
yeah, but I feel like, well, I'm surprised to hear you say that people asked you questions, because if it was in a high school public setting,
Well, that
no
was
fucking
that
way
was
would
what
I be like,
think it
oh,
was.
do you use dildos? You know, like I
Yeah.
wouldn't do that.
That's why I had to make an anonymous question box because I was like,
yeah.
y'all said this would be easier, but none of these teenagers want to talk in front of each other. Especially they would mix, you know how they split like boys and girls gym classes?
Sure.
And they would mix them together for this one workshop. And I'd be like, ask me anything you want. And they're like,
Pass, hard pass.
yeah,
Hard
absolutely
pass.
not. I don't want to know anything.
But
I do want to say though, like I definitely like in all the like shit talking I'm doing against him, like I think it's like it is different, right? When you're asking people questions and you are scared of how that's gonna come across.
Yeah.
And I'm like huge on just ask it. If I get offended, like you're not going to offend me because you're already in the right
Absolutely.
course. You're
Yeah.
already like
I fuck with
I
that.
believe that you're doing this. You're not just asking me to be a fucking dick.
Yeah.
You're asking me because you genuinely want to know. And the second we're there, I don't care if you say something super offensive because I'm going to be like, whatever, man. Somebody needs to talk to you about it. Sure, like I know, like for a long time it was like, well, go fucking educate yourself, and it's like that's bullshit.
I
Which-
agree
That's
with
bullshit.
that.
which I would say I was lucky to meet you and you had that attitude.
Yeah.
I think a lot of lesbians do, though. It's the queers that are a little.
Oh yeah.
Queers.
Put one on the homophobic counter right there. Oh, let's go, baby. How are you?
Yeah.
That's queer phobia.
Queerphobia.
Yeah.
Excuse me. New
Yeah.
category.
That's a new thing. That's a whole other conversation.
But yeah, no, we would paint jobs, and all day I'd be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, so you use dildos? Like, what kind do you use? And like, where do you put them? And like, how do you
Okay,
clean
right.
them? And like,
This is my question is, so I agree with you, Jen, like totally 100%. And especially doing that job, I really learned like when people have genuine questions, it's best to meet them with like as little judgment as possible. Like even just like relate to them, be like, oh yeah, I totally get that. I used to think that, or like I know somebody who thought that, and like blah, blah, blah. Totally like that's the way to build connection. But my question is, how did you not know how lesbians have sex?
well,
What
I mean,
kind
like,
of sex were you having?
well, not lesbian sex. You know what I mean?
Right, but do you not use your hands? Do you not use your mouth? Do you not? You have a Hitachi. Is that because of Jen's influence? Would you have
No.
never had
No,
sex
it
toys?
absolutely is. It absolutely
No,
is.
I'm old school. I don't.
I feel that. Me too.
Yeah.
No, you told me you had a ton of toys.
I don't fucking have an Hitachi, man.
Yeah, well, that's
That's
because you're a
like-
scrub.
But it's
you
just
know?
No, I'm not
the
a
idea
fucking
of using
scrub.
toys was novel.
Absolutely,
to
absolutely, it was
Tom.
implanted by Jen.
No,
for
no,
sure.
I
Sorry
definitely
for
did
the
not
addiction
fucking tell him
choice
to get a
Okay.
fucking Hitachi. That is not real. He's like,
No, I'm being 100% serious. I'm not saying that you had one, but I'm saying
not saying no.
I'm saying that because of the conversations we had while painting, you open my mind to a lot of like, oh, this is a bit embarrassing, but like it's sex is not really just like an intercourse in and out thing. It's like, hey, you have to do an experience. Like this is kind of like a physical activity that you have to kind of tailor.
That's precisely why I hate things like the Hitachi.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's like wham bam done.
Oh.
Like I'm like I want to get. I don't give a fuck. I want to get like in it, right? Like I don't want like. Yeah.
So
have you considered a Wii vibe?
Wait. I'll answer that in just a minute. But so you asked me earlier, am I a top or a bottom? And I think I'm a top. I'm pretty dominant. But part of the thing that I'm kind of. What are you saying? I'm trying to be real here. What did you say?
Being vulnerable.
No.
Anyway,
that's bottom behavior.
I know. I just said a top would know. They wouldn't wonder.
Sick. Great. Getting pegged on my next thing out. Anyway, but yeah, part of the thing that I'm kind of like changing a course in my sexual behavior now is like, well, I know, we're getting fucking into it. Is like, it's a bit frantic, or it was a bit frantic, a bit neurotic, and in kind of like similar tones as parts of my life.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that because it was too like insecure. You know what I mean? So it was top behavior for sure, where it's like, I won't get into it, but intense, etc. And but I'm trying to chill out a lot, and like, you're saying get into it. I'm trying to get more into it and like relax into it and have it go longer, chill out.
I don't mean to discourage you.
Here we go. Yep.
I think that if that was your trajectory, the Hitachi was the wrong toy to choose.
Oh, yeah.
It's as aggressive and like frantic. That's the energy it brings to sex is very frantic.
I am seeing that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what's your recommendation?
You know
what? It's a step in the right direction.
I'm a big fan of hands. I gotta say.
I do use those.
But like, get real good with them.
I think I'm okay. I mean, obviously, I could do. You can always improve. But I
have to say, I'm very bad with my hands, so I'm all about the mouth.
Oh yeah,
but hands, like for a man, totally, you need to.
And like you got big hands, which is
good.
Because it's not just like it's not just like
All right.
That's
it's aggressive.
What did you say? Any stimulus turned you on? Yeah. Okay. But sorry. But,
No, it's true. Like, you have big, good hands, right? Like, see?
Women have told me they like my hands.
Exactly. So it's not like, that's where it's like, I don't know. I've screwed around with guys, but I've never had sex with one.
Sure.
So it's like, but I love making out with them. Okay. Because, I love making out with men because the men that I have made out with have always been dominant and strong. And not in a way that's quick, frantic, or whatever. It's almost like when you make out with them, it's like you feel like their hands are all over your body.
It's like confident.
It's like
I know what that feels like.
Right? It's
not,
like
not I'm like
but no. But
I know what you're talking
like,
about.
Oh, interesting. It's not just like localized. Like, oh, I need to like get you to like come. It's more than that. Right? It's like if you're just focusing on like here's your vagina and here's your clit and I'm gonna go like this. That's fuck all.
Yeah,
That's not gonna, right? I know you know this, but it's like that's not gonna do anything, right? It's like everywhere.
Yes, yes, and yes, I know the sensation that you're describing, and I have witnessed women that I've been with feel pleasure when I've done stuff.
And like chicks do that too, right? Like obviously, but
it feels nice regardless. I think. Yeah.
That's actually so. I'm a hooker. And that's, I think, what has always given me the edge up in my career. Like, all my clients are like, wow, I've never had sex with a sex worker, and it's been like that. But I'm very handsy. Yeah. That's what steps up sex is, like, rubbing the person's body, really showing them that you, like, appreciate
taking them in,
looking at it, feeling it.
Regretting my purchase now. Yeah. I'm regretting my purchase.
But
I should have just gone with the hands.
You can do some fun stuff with it. Like, you can get some interesting attachments.
Sex is from here to here.
Look at that.
Where I think the Hitachi plays into sex, where it plays into my sex life anyway, is like after everything's said and done, and I want to bang out one
last more. Yeah.
Put my husband on nipple duty, and
Yeah.
I use it on me.
Yeah.
Ah.
It's like that final, like, I'm done. No, you're not.
Okay, this is great.
Yeah.
And this is great because it was originally it was supposed to be the backup plan because I have a sensitive friend, you know what I'm saying, so I needed a backup plan. But now this makes more sense.
Yeah.
Hands are the
Hands.
okay.
And, like-
You can also probably use it to desensitize your friend. They have like sleeve attachments.
Jesus Christ, I'm not ready for that. You put me in advanced mode. I'm still a beginner. I need more of a ramp up. You know what I mean? I'm not there yet. But thank you. Perhaps as a goal.
So
but
if we're talking sex toys, though, like it depends what
Which
type
we
of
are.
sex you're having.
regular.
Right.
That
Vanilla.
looks very different for us.
Regular.
You. However, yeah, I think like a Wii vibe could be interesting to look into. Are you? We're taking this another direction. But
We're already
are
there.
you into anal play at all? Like, is
I
that
have
something
never-
You're not,
Oh, yeah.
Fucked a girl in the ass. Never.
but
You don't need to fuck her.
you though, like, do you?
I
like
have
having
tested
your
a butt
butt
plug once,
touched?
but
Yeah.
it wasn't. I didn't like it. But I
What didn't you like about it?
Well, it was uncomfortable and it didn't make me feel better. But
Yeah.
frankly, I would definitely give a chance to a finger for sure.
Okay.
I've never had
Oh,
that. I
that's-
would definitely give it a chance.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, because everybody says that it's the male prostate is the G spot. So
Yeah,
it's
but
like
fingers are way less comfortable than butt plug.
really.
Not necessarily. It's just, so, what kind of butt plug were you
Yeah,
using?
small.
It was this girl I was with. It was pretty tiny. I would say it was only about yay big. You know what I mean?
Okay, so that was just like not the vibe. You really do have to warm up to it though. That's another thing. Like you can't. Well, I mean, some people can, but you don't necessarily want to start sex like slide it in and then have sex.
Yeah.
It's like you add it for a bit,
Yeah.
Really.
and then
Yeah.
put it in.
This is fascinating.
Yeah.
This is all
100%.
fascinating.
So that's sex. That's why I said like it might be different for straight couples. I don't know, because it's just a different, like, you've got two bodies that are trying to have an orgasm at the same time. Lesbians very rarely have orgasms at the same time. We can do it, obviously, but it's a lot more reciprocal.
See,
It's a lot more focus on you, focus on me.
Yes.
And like we're both getting pleasure, but that's where it's maybe different, right? Where it's like, obviously
you have to get pleasure from the other person.
you're getting pleasure, exactly, right? Like that's why it's maybe different, because it's like, yeah, it feels like it's a long time because while I'm doing what I'm doing, I'm like to someone, I'm enjoying that equally, almost sometimes if not more.
See, I think
Right? Like
that's the kind of that's the attitude I'm trying to adopt more in my
just
sex
slow
life.
it down.
Is like to check the
Slow it
expectation with
down.
myself. Like, oh, this is more of a instead of like ejaculatory. This is like a
Yeah.
a physical event that we're gonna
Mhm.
undertake for like maybe the next half hour. Even.
I would 100% rather, if I had to pick for the rest of my life, like it would be an easier decision for me to make between like, wine and beer. I can't make a decision, right?
Sure.
If I could only have one for the rest of my life. If somebody said, would you rather have like deep, slow, like intense, good sex but never have an orgasm, or only a 5-second orgasm, 100% I would have the slow, deep, like just like it, like yeah.
See,
So I wouldn't care about the orgasm. I would ditch that to go for the like slow and like I don't know how to
So-
Yeah,
describe
for
it.
a long time, I was a
Yeah.
lesbian in high school, and even then, I didn't have orgasms until I had orgasms on my own. I never had an orgasm with another person until
Yeah.
I was, I think, 23.
It's not about that. For me at least.
I think I'm trying to do that. I will say I feel like it's harder for me because the main act of penetration is very very stimulating for me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you have to kind of hold off, but of course when you get into it, the one thing I want to do is fuck. You know what I mean? So it's a real thing. But the more I set the expectation with myself that it's like an elongated time and it's relaxed, and the more calm I go into it, it feels almost psychosomatic. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
however that word is.
That's where
So-
it's hard for me to have an opinion, right? Because I don't
Sure.
have a dick. That it's like I
Breaking
don't
news.
right, and it's like well yeah right. So it's like I don't know how that works, right? Like obviously.
Yeah.
I know enough about it. I've had enough sex. Hooker, I know.
That was my
exactly
favorite so
what goes
far.
on.
I'm a hooker.
yeah. Yeah.
Not a sex worker, not a
Generally how I
prostitute. I'm
say
a hooker.
I love the word hooker.
Me
hate
too.
the word
I
horny.
never say that I'm a sex worker. I always say I'm a
Yeah.
hooker because usually people are like, oh,
Yeah, I like that.
it like
Yeah.
I
really
also like
gets
that
them.
word.
And so you either get like they're offended by it, or you watch them like rationalize and go, well, I guess that's okay, and then I know where I stand with them.
Do you know when the etymology of it? Why that?
Oh, I do. I don't remember it.
I would be interested to hear that.
I read about this once. I couldn't tell you. No.
I think we're gonna wrap up soon because I think we're actually pushing on 2 hours.
Oh shit! Already.
Do you just want to give your? Because I mentioned the reason I had Rhube on here is because I talked about Craigslist being better than dating apps, which I stand by because I think that Craigslist people are much more genuine. Mm-hmm. And as a case in point, we have a story from Rhube, if you would.
Yeah. So I met my husband on Craigslist Casual Encounters. R.I.P. I miss it dearly.
Oh.
Not my husband.
I was going to
Craigslist Casual Encounters.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so Craigslist shut down their personal ads a few months after I met my husband, actually. Because of some laws in the States, largely around, like, controlling sex workers. They're, like, guys does, like, a sex trafficking thing, but they're really not. They actually make it harder for people to track sex trafficking victims, which is really shitty. But Craigslist shut down their personal ads, so they don't have their, like, dating, they don't have their casual encounters, they only kept missed connections, and people kind of tried to migrate over there, but they didn't. Anyway, so I met my husband on Craigslist Casual Encounters for a blowjob. And
wait, how much? Oh, not hooking. Casual encounters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
hooking. Yeah, casual encounters.
How much do you charge for a blowjob?
Well, I don't charge per act. So it wasn't like a... Casual encounters was like my hobby, and that's why I decided, like, I think being a hooker would work for me. Because I love anonymous sex.
I'm so happy I got to hear that sentence. So happy.
I love it. And I spent so much time, like, it was, when I would have trouble falling asleep, I would go and read the ridiculous ads people would put on there.
They're great.
Some of them are crazy.
They're great.
I love them. I love them.
I love the ones that are non-specific.
Yeah.
They're like, I saw you on the bus. Meet me later. And you're like, wait, how?
Well, those are like misconnections. Casual encounters, like, I read misconnections for years, and I dreamed of having a misconnections written about me, and then I did, and it wasn't good. I didn't enjoy that experience. It turned out it was somebody who was, like, stalking me for years and was like, oh, I know that she wants to have a misconnection written about her, so I'm going to do that and fabricate this romance.
A non-organic one.
Yeah, it wasn't the vibe. So then I really turned my attention to casual encounters because people write the craziest shit on there. It'll be like, I want to eat your shit and do a line off your ass.
Yes.
Like,
this is the content I was hoping for.
Yes, like, they go nuts. Well, they did. R.I.P. Like, it was some of the best content you can imagine. And when I couldn't sleep, I would go and just, like, read these wild ones. And I thought my Craigslist days were over, actually, when I met my husband. But I was having a period of high stress. And as I typically did, when I was very stressed and couldn't really focus on anything else, I went and posted.
Time makes fools of us all.
Can you please share the toenail story?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Jane,
that has
I'm
nothing
glad
to
we
do
have
with
you here to
Craigslist, but
prompt.
sure, yeah.
Please.
Yeah, go ahead.
You haven't heard this?
So actually, so you're talking about the toenail I left on the...
I'm talking about the one that you put an ad out for.
Oh, that one. So I have a lot of toenail stories, apparently.
Entrepreneurs, Gary V, what's his name? That stupid Tony Robbins.
Yeah,
all you
listen.
you guys were trying to hustle.
Anything can be monetized.
We got from the horse's mouth. We got a business expert right here. So
Mhm.
please.
So
Yeah.
I think I might have put this on Casual Encounters. Yeah, I might have done it. It was Casual Encounters. So I dropped a rolling pin on my big toe.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah, I think
you
told
know
me.
what happens. Like, it turned black. It was a very long process of it, like...
Yeah. Shit. Yeah.
like, growing out and coming off of my toe. And then it was like really close. Like, it was months and months. And I had just been waiting for it to come off. And it was like really ready. And so I was like, you know what? I could post an ad and see if someone, like, how much would someone pay me to be the person to pull this toenail off?
I would maybe bid. Not
What would you
not
bid? How
any
much would
sexual.
you- how
Not
much
anything
would you
sexual.
put?
Just because like you pop a good zit.
Right?
Dog.
That's an experience.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not a lot. I bid like maybe 50 cents a buck. You know what I mean? Not a lot.
I thought you were going to say $50. I was like, I'd take $50.
No.
It was going to fall off anyway. Yeah, no.
It depends how good of a peel it was. You know what I mean?
Fair. It
I
was
peel
the
my
whole
toenails, or
toenail.
I pick my nails. It feels good.
Yeah, it
You know what
feels
I'm saying?
great.
So,
No, this was like the whole thing was ready to come off.
yeah.
It was-
It's also pretty gross. I think I might
It is
just be talking shit. I don't think I
Okay.
would do it.
you wouldn't
But I
do it?
get the
Jen,
appeal.
would you peel off my toenail?
Fuck no.
But don't you get the appeal? Like
No.
popping a zit?
No.
If
I'm
somebody was
really
like,
into that shit.
check me out, popping this huge zit, it's gonna be so good.
No.
You don't ever watch those poppin' videos
Oh,
online?
I watch them.
I've seen
I
them,
love
but I'm
I
definitely
love
that's not my.
I'm half nauseous, half fucking down when I watch
Yeah,
this.
I always think like I'll have this moment where I'm like, I could be Dr. Pimple Popper. Like I should have gone to med school.
Sure.
But then I'm like, no, because anytime I pop someone else's pimples, which, you know, you get a boyfriend who pops his pimples,
Sure. Yeah.
I scream at the top of my lungs. Like I squeeze it and I'm like, oh God! Oh! And like it doesn't make them feel good about themselves.
That was a real
My husband won't
180
let me
from
do it.
selling your peeling toenail
Yeah,
to
what happened to your toenail?
Yeah, so nobody ended up buying it. Like I had a few inquiries, but yeah, I had to take it off myself.
Oh, you poor thing. Good
Right?
God.
I know.
Jesus.
Like, come on.
I think that's a great note to end on, the toenail picking. Any final words from either of y'all? Anything else? Anything you want to plug to my all 20 people who listen to this? You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, bring back Craigslist casual encounters. That's all I
Respect.
can say.
Respect.
I won't be on it. I'm married now. I'm very,
Proper.
yeah, I'm a modest woman. I cover my hair now. But I want it back on principle.
Yeah. Should we talk about your business and how you're affiliated with it?
No.
Wise. Two business moguls right here. Very
Well,
wise.
you can come do yoga with me. I'll attach this to my yoga.
That's cultural appropriation.
Yes. Fuck. Cancel me. Throw me off the podcast.
What's the
You're gonna have to
tally?
edit
Let's
me
check
out.
the tally. How did we do?
Tally?
You got one for that other
Yeah,
one.
Yeah, I
got
think
one,
we had, like,
got
4.
one and one.
One and one. One misogyny, one homophobia. Not bad. We'll
Yeah.
try to break the record next time.
No,
All
you
right.
got another homophobia. I got
2.
you another
He
one.
gets one for just being him.
There
Yeah,
you go. Yeah,
so there
one
you
for
go.
the
4.
straight. I got a 4. Boom. Pretty good. Pretty good score. See if I can do better next time. I don't know. Thanks, guys. Seriously, for coming on. That was super fun. Thanks for telling all your fucking crazy toenail stories.
If you want to know more about Craigslist casual encounters, boy, do I have stories.
That sounds like a good round 2 of this. And congratulations to Jen. Jen just had
Yeah,
a kid.
congrats.
So,
Second baby.
okay. Love you guys. Bye. Bye.